Well, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's event, the prologue of the Tour de Splash. On the start-finish line now, we are looking at the Power Genitalia team, waiting for their turn to throw themselves down the track. And just a reminder that the way today works is that the first rider from every team will be the one that's stopping the clock, and it will be that time that will be associated with the team as we go through all 12 today. Now, let's have a quick look at all of those teams and see who we're working with today. So the order of proceedings today will be that the Power Genitalia team will lead us out, as you've seen already. Then it will be STD Contractors, Bunghole Liquor, Plummet Airways, Slaughter & Sons Funerals, and Ditcher Quick and Hide Divorce Lawyers round out the first 6 competitors. After that will be Bowes Frigty, Sherlock Holmes, Hooker Cochran Builders, the Cumden Bar and Restaurant, Lemon Auto Hire, and to finish us off for this particular day, it will be Midnight Spares Automotives. As we prepare for the start now, just waiting on the start-finish line, as Power Genitalia are getting ready to get underway. And they're off and racing now down this course for the first time, the first team to do so. Skullduggery leading the way down through the first little chicanery. There's Slow Crapper now going through. Now, don't forget, everyone, that this is the most volatile part of the course, and Skullduggery will cross the line first for Power Genitalia in 33 seconds. So obviously it's hard to know exactly how good that time is at this particular point in time. So we'll just continue on with the competitors. The Slow Crapper has now taken the lead for his team, with Shaft Handler just behind him. Just waiting for STD Contractors to come up next. Slow Crapper and Shaft Handler are still leading there. And unfortunately we have Jedi Knight and Sad Man, who have already stalled and are no longer a part of their team. Very disappointing that. As we're on the start-finish line now with STD Contractors, waiting for them. We're following both at the moment. Slow Crapper leading the Power Genitalia team through into the green section as we prepare for STD Contractors to go down to the first checkpoints. Lucky Phil leading that side out at the moment now, and they are trying to beat the time of Power Genitalia, which was 33 seconds at the first marker. So Lucky Phil struggling to get on there, and we're seeing the rest of the team come in. As I said, it's a bit of a jumble in that first checkpoint, so the times here may not reflect what happens at the end of the race. And STD Contractors have done very well there. They have actually finished with over a second's lead, in fact, over Power Genitalia at the first checkpoint. As we follow Mo Lester as he goes down, and there is Lucky Phil, first one to get the drop, and Eva Stinks is behind him, but Mo Lester got the best run out of that little drop, and he's currently leading his team through. Eva Stinks now taking over the reins, and coming at this spinner now. This spinner is very volatile, and it does actually throw the field into a little bit of chaos, so it'll be interesting to see how quickly they can get through here. Looks like Eva Stinks is actually going to get a run through here. He's done quite well there. As we flick back now to Power Genitalia, they are just past the second checkpoint and stopping the clock at 2 minutes 10 seconds there. Crapper still leading his team through into the blue section. They'll get thrown up here and into the drop zone where they are hoping to get dropping down. And that's actually very good for Slow Crapper. He's got down pretty well straight away and saved his team a bunch of time. Now, Bunghole Liquor on the grid now, and we'll see how they go. They've got Craven Moorhead and George Fuckacarcass leading the way out at the moment. Moorhead just in front of Fuckacarcass now as they prepare to get into the most volatile part of the course there. That big throw into the ladder there. And remember, the time they're trying to stop is about 32 seconds from memory. Here, yes, it's just on the screen now. Yep, 32 seconds they're trying to beat there. Power Genitalia in second spot there at 33 seconds. Window Liquor goes over the checkpoint first, and there we have it. They are just a couple of hundredths of a second behind Bunghole Liquor at the moment, as Window Liquor leads his team down through the red part of the course, looking for the drop zone, and we've switched over to Fuckacarcass now. So interestingly enough, he's taken the lead. So Fuckacarcass continues to take his team through the red part of the course. As we flick back to STD Contractors, the Power Genitalia team stopped the clock at 2 minutes and 10, and we can see that STD Contractors doing a lot better through that sector. They've actually picked up over 3 seconds, so they are 3 seconds in front of Power Genitalia at the moment. And the good news for them is that most of their team is actually stuck together quite well there. As Evistinks takes his team into the blue section, he'll be flung up and looking for the drop zone very shortly. And here he goes, hopefully finding a quick way down, because you don't want to be losing time here or overshooting. Yep, he's dropped down now. And we're back with Power Genitalia now as they continue on the course into the pink section and looking to the checkpoint 3 as they've just come in now. Stopping the clock at 3:47.902. Sly Crapper in the lead there with Skullduggery in second. But they are quite spread out as a team there, and obviously we have 2 people at least that are no longer in the race, Sardman and Jedi Knight. As we go up the anti-gravity boost, and Slide Crapper goes into the purple section. Just waiting for Plummet Airways, who should be on the runway very shortly. And there they are now. Bernie Crampons leads them down, but Lobster Joe and BJ Swallow seem to have the best of the run through the opening section, although those nails have held a few of them up. Lucky Bulger's gone through as well, but they're preparing to go through to the ladder here. Samsung leading the way, which is very good. Can he get on? He's gotten straight on as well, which is great. So 32.192 is the time to beat at this point in time. Rob Disney flying through the air there. There's Lobster Joe as well. And Samsung goes over, and they have stopped the clock first. A blistering 31.141 seconds there. Doing very well through the first checkpoint. And Samsung continues to lead his team through the red section. Dropping down now, and they are motoring quite nicely. Who was that just flew by? That was Helmet Biter, and Samsung has rejoined him and taken over again. But remember, they've got the spinner coming up here. It'll be interesting to see how well they can negotiate this section. It has actually held him up a little bit, but Samsung through the first one and has gone through the second one as well, waiting to go down into the ladder section. And following Evistinks now through the pink section. They're coming up to checkpoint 3, remembering that Power Genitalia stopped the clock here at 3:47, and they'll be obviously trying to do better than that, being that they had a 3-second advantage at the start. But they have actually dropped time there. They're about half a second behind Power Genitalia this time, so a slower section for STD Contractors through there. But the good thing about them, they've actually managed to keep the majority of their team together. G'day everyone, Dick Splash here, just with a quick plug for Marble World, which is set to fully launch on September 30. Can I encourage you to get out there and buy it now, because if you wait, you'll be paying a lot more for it when it hits the launch day. So, get out there, buy the game, make your own tracks, make your own marbles, race them, have some fun. It's so customizable, you'll have a ball doing it. Can also give a quick shout out to Rinky, the designer of the game, who's pretty well put it together all on his own. He's done a wonderful job in getting it all together, and he's also very vocal on his Discord, so if you have any questions about the game, I'm sure that he'd be more than willing to answer it, and he's always open to suggestions to make the game better as well. So jump on his Discord as well, have a chat to him and give him your ideas. Thanks everyone, I'll see you soon, bye. And welcome back. Here we are watching Bunghole Liquor as Eric Shen has gone through into the green section for them. And the time they're looking to beat here is 2:07.050. They're set by STD Contractors at the moment. But Shen is moving down the course purposely, and here he is stopping the clock at a whopping 2:03.714. So that's nearly 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds in front there. So they've done very well. And just like STD contractors, they've managed to keep pretty well all their team together. Haven't had any real losses at this point in time. So Shen preparing to go into the blue section and trying to drop down as easily and quickly as possible. He's overshot, but he's gone through there now. So, again, dropping down quite conveniently. As we're back with Power Genitalia now, they are looking to drop down here. Looks like Slycrapper's going to overshoot. He does. And Skullduggery will come through. He's struggling to drop down as well, but there he goes. He's down into the Ring of Fire now. And he moves into the purple part of the course, looking to stop the clock at the 4th checkpoint, which they have now. 1:31.741, the time being there. Been thrown back there slightly, a bit of backspin on his marbles, so that's just going to hold him up a little bit as he comes to one of the spinners there. Hits it pretty hard, and it slowed him up a little bit, but then he's going to go through into the nail section. And now we're back with Plummet Airways, as Plummet Airways are hitting the green section. Remembering that Bunghole Liquor just stopped the clock in this area at 2:03.714, so that is the time that they'll be looking to beat at this point in time. Samsung doing the job for his team and leading them in now, and they have stopped the clock in 3rd position. Just remembering that they've actually dropped down a couple of places there from the 1st position. But the thing they do have in their favour is that their team is pretty well all still together there, which is great. As Samsung prepares to go up the ramp and drop down. Let's see how well he goes. He's overshot the first few, and he's actually gone the long way. He's actually overshot everything, so Lobster Joe's actually taken the jump before them. As Evastinks prepares to drop down, he is struggling to find the way down, and unfortunately Erositas is actually going to have to do the job for his team. He's struggling as well, but he manages to drop down and into the purple section and check point 4. But Sirius Boner is the one that's going to lead his team in. And yes, they've dropped a couple of seconds there, so they are 2 seconds behind Power Genitalia at this point in the race. Just struggle to find that hole down. Okay, Sirius Bono now has hit the wall pretty hard, and here are his teammates Erositas and Tosakokov, the first time we've called him today, as he goes through. But yes, it looks like Bono has finally got through. Now this nail section is very volatile. It can actually cause a lot of problems with the marbles, so yeah, just slowing them up a little bit. Bono really struggling to get through this section of the track, but he's still leading his teammates through. As we switch back to Bunghole Liquor now, we are preparing to come into the checkpoint 3. It was very sad to see Window Liquor stuck up there and not being able to drop down, so that's his race over for today. As Bunghole Liquor are coming in, they're trying to beat the time of 3:47, and they have indeed. They've gone under. So 3:46.597, they stopped the clock, 1.4 seconds in front of Power Genitalia, as Eric Shen prepares to go into the anti-gravity boost and into the purple section of the course. And through he goes now, preparing for the loop-to-loop, and then ultimately leading down, although he's been caught up there, but he's finally got through there. Excellent. So we flick back now to Power Genitalia negotiating this yellow part. They're going to go through that building and through the portal into the next section. It's almost the giant section where you have the giant spinners, and so Skullduggery leading the team down very, very expertly. And he spits out into the next part of the yellow course as we wait for Slaughter and Sons to get us underway. And here they are now, and off they go. So the time to beat for them is Plummet Airways is 31.141 seconds, as Sack Rider and Normus take them down the course. Enormous is first on the ladder straight away, doing very well indeed. And the rest of the team have a little bit of catching up to do there, but we have Slaughter and Sons actually the fastest time now, 30.275 seconds, doing very well. Nearly a second faster than Plummet Airways as Enormous leads down the team and is looking to drop down into the red zone very, very quickly. Enormous continuing to take the team through the red section, and they are preparing to come to these two spinners that cause so much carnage. As we flick back now to STD Contractors, they are negotiating the yellow section and looking for that portal. Serious Bonus still leading his side out at the moment, and just preparing to go through the portal now. And there it is. So the three of them, Wayne Kerr, Sirius Boner, and El Rositas, as well as Toxicokov. So they're all competing with each other, which is good. And it looks like Toxicokov is actually going to lead their side into the yellow. The Plummet Airways are preparing now to come into the checkpoint 3. Samsung leading the way again. Remembering trying to beat the time of 346.597 as Samsung negotiates the course. But again, Plummet Airways are actually really dropping back in the field now. 4:02.715. Very, very slow sector there for them, and they are the best part of 16 seconds behind Bunghole Liquor at the moment. So Plummet Airways doing what the name suggests, plummeting down the line at the moment as Samsung leads them into the purple section. Preparing for the loop-to-loop now and to ultimately go into the Ring of Fire and drop down into the next section. Golduggery on the ladder now. We're waiting for these Power Genitalia boys to come home. So they are going through this yellow section and then they'll be thrown into the last part of the course and the finish line. As we come through now, we've got the checkered track at the moment. Golduggery just held up there a little bit. It's really an important spinner this because it does have the potential to change up proceedings. And he's really struggled to get through. That's taken in the best part of 8 seconds to get through that, and I'm sure that's going to affect their time at the end of the day as Skullduggery leads Power Genitalia, the first team to cross the finish line in the prologue for today. And they stopped the clock at 9:54.130, I apologise. And we're back with the Bunghole Liquor boys, who are the best part of 6 seconds in front now, doing very, very well indeed. As Shen continues to take them through. Coming up to the spinner here, how well does he negotiate that? He's been held up slightly, but managed to get through, doing quite well. And he's coming through the nail section. This is a notorious section, and oh dear, we have lost Eric Shen. And Moorhead, the second placed individual from that team, has actually come through, but they have lost the best part of 7 or 8 seconds there with that incident there. As we go back now to STD Contractors, and El Rositas and Tosikokov are looking to get on the ladder. And we are just waiting for Ditcher Quick and Hide, the divorce lawyers, to hit the track. It looks like Buster Hyman's been caught up in that same nail section, so that's no good for STD Contractors losing another rider. So Nick Doff is leading his team down. Remember, Slaughter and Son set the best time here, 0:30.275. Nick Doff has hit the ladder quite hard there, so it'll be interesting to see who actually gets on there first. And it is Fat Dong who's done very well. They are not going to stop the clock early though. They've dropped down to 5th from the intro. But one thing that you should note is that the course has a lot of twists and turns in it. Plummet Airways, if you remember, stopped the clock. Well, they're second currently at that checkpoint, but they have dropped down to 4th now. So they can pick up time, but they can also lose time in different sectors of the course. So don't write anyone off yet as Fat Dong comes along. And he has actually been wiped out there. He's missed his read totally and rammed into the wall there. As Drew Peacock and Bob's Your Uncle try to go through, nicked off there as well. And it looks like Bob's Your Uncle's gone through for Ditcher Quick and Hide. As we're back with Slaughter and Sons now as they prepare to come into the second checkpoint, looking to challenge Bunghole Liquor's time of 2:03.714. Normus still leading the team down and leading them in there, and they have stopped the clock in second spot there, 206.455. The good news for Slaughter and Sons is that pretty well all their team is still together, and they are fairly close together too, which is going to make a big difference to them if they can maintain that. Normus preparing to go up the blue section of the course and drop down, hopefully as quickly and easily as possible. Picked up a little bit too much momentum through there though, and I think he's going to go down a long way, yes. And who we got now? Chook the Killer looking for a way down, and it looks like it's going to be Bruce Starsoul who has actually got the drop down. And he's trying to find a way down, but he's circling the hole badly, and in fact it's Vaughn Wormbasher that got down there first. As we're following STD Contractors and El Rositas leading the way, they are trying to beat the time of 9:54.130 that was set by Power Genitalia. El Rositas coming to that same spinner that Skullduggery got caught up on, and he's gone through straight away. So I would suggest that he's going to stop the clock quicker than the Power Genitalia team and lead the course. And over he goes now, crossing the line in 9:51.200. So they've got about a 3-second lead over the race at the moment, as we are following Samsung from Plummet Airways into the Ring of Fire now, looking to get to the checkpoint 4. And up he goes now. They're still in last place there. Well, last as in the last that are currently on the course. So they're still 12 seconds behind, so they've brought back a bit of time, but still struggling through. But Samsung has negotiated that area very, very well, and just coming through the yellow section now, preparing ultimately to go into the portal and into that part on the other side of the course there. And now we're back with Bunghole Liquor going through the big black section, looking to go into the next part of the course. Bowes Frigdy will hit the start-finish line very shortly. As Moorhead leads his team away, he's trying to get through into that portal as quickly as possible. He's done that successfully, and now he's been flung into the second part of the yellow course, into the great big dish, which will then drop down and lead them into the ladder, which is the ladder that ultimately will take them close to the last part of the course. So Moorhead still leading the way and will be the first to hit the ladder there, as we're now riding with Bowes Frigdy as they launch away. Now remember, they're trying to beat Slaughter and Sons' time of 30 seconds.275 as Goldschmeckle and Minch Crumpet, and Remember Man Deep leading the way as well. There's Ginger Pubes as well. Looking at the ladder now, we have Remember Man Deep ready to stop the clock, and they have stopped the clock in second spot there, just a 300th of a second behind Slaughter and Son there. So they're in second at the moment. That's a very good start as Deep continues to lead his side down the red part of the course. There's Mike Rochburn's got held up, and Riano Keeves, the 100 stat man, is also out of the race now. So Mike Rochburn's right at the back there, but Remember Man Deep has done very well to negotiate that spinner. Following through with Vaughn Wormbasher and Dixie Normus as they lead their side to checkpoint 3. Let's see how they stop the clock here. So Normus, I'd say they're going to be outside the leaders here. They're going to be challenging Plummet Airways for the back, actually. So they've dropped down to 4th after a better start. I think they stopped the clock first in the first checkpoint. So, a bit of work to do there as Normus leads them into the purple section. And through the loop-to-loop there, Normus continues on, looking to drop down into the Ring of Fire as quickly and easily as possible. Down he goes. So there we are, into the purple section, and preparing for the 4th checkpoint there as we've flung back to Ditch a Quick and Hide, as they are looking to stop the clock quicker than the other contestants there. Bob's your uncle leading them in, but they are going to be dead last at the moment. Yes, a little bit of a disappointing sector for them. 2:12.709, so they are over 9 seconds behind, or nearly 9 seconds behind. And unfortunately for them, they seem to be a team that is well spread out. We know that Rich Bellend and Fat Dong are no longer in the competition, so Bob's your uncle into the blue and trying to lead his side up the ladder. looking to drop down as quickly as possible here. Hasn't got too much momentum, so that should stand him in good stead. So, yeah, he's just been slowed up even more there. So he's down now, dropped down into the blue section, and here we go. So make sure you stay tuned to part 2, because still to come we have Sherlock Holmes, Hooker Cockram, Come Den, Lemon Auto, and Midnight Spares. Look forward to seeing you then. See you later.